Hello students and welcome to the history class of standard 7. Today we are going to start with lesson number 5, the foundation of the Swaraj, presented by Sara Pereira. Birth of Shivaji Maharaj. In the first half of the 17th century, an epoch-making personality emerged in Maharashtra, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He established Swaraj by challenging the unjust ruling powers here. And who were the unjust ruling powers? The Adil Shah, the Nizam Shahis, and the Mughals. These were the people, or these were the rulers who had come from outside India and they had come here to rule our nation, and they were exploiting the people. They were not treating people well, they were looting the people, they were taking away the wealth and the money from the people, and people were not happy under their power. And so it was very necessary that someone should come and establish Swaraj. And it was very challenging also because Swaraj is the term Swaraj means self rule. And self rule was not going to be easy because the nation at that time was strongly under the foreign powers. And when I'm talking about foreign powers, it is not only the British, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French, but also the Mughals especially. And Mughals, Adil Shahi, and Nizam Shahi, they had a strong hold on our nation. And like I told you, they were ruling our nation for a long time and they were looting our people. They were affecting the dignity of our nation. And so this personality, a poach-making personality, is a personality who made a change, who made an impact on the life of the people and on the history of the nation. And that was nobody else than other than Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj was born at the Shivaneri fort near Junnar in Pune district on the day of Falgun Vadya Tritiya in the Shaka year 1551. That is on 19th February 1630. And in this chapter we will study how he founded Swaraj. Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje, the father of Shivaji Maharaj, was a preeminent Sardar in the Deccan. The Mughals had launched a campaign to conquer the Nizam Shahi kingdom. The Adil Shah of Bijapur allied with the Mughals in this campaign. Shahaji did not wish the Mughals to get an entry into the south. So he tried to save Nizam Shahi by offering stiff resistance to the Mughals. But he could not withstand the combined might of the Mughals and the Adil Shah. The Nizam Shahi was defeated and came to an end in 1636. Okay, now let me tell you all the scenario that Shahaji Raje, the father of Shivaji Maharaj, he worked under Adil Shah. He was a Sardar in the Deccan region. He was not the Maharaja, or Shivaji Maharaj was not such who got the seat of Maharaja because of his father. No, because his father was not a Maharaja. He was just a Sardar working under Adil Shah. So, though he was powerful, though he was strong, and though he was very mighty, he could just try to stop Mughals from entering into the kingdom, but he could not do anything much or even more than that. He tried Adil Shah. Now, Adil Shah wanted to, he allied with Mughals, means what? He joined hands with Mughals in order to defeat the Nizam Shahi. Shahaji Raje was he was agreeing with the fact that Nizam Shahi should be defeated. But for that purpose, he did not want the Mughals to come in the light. And so he tried to convince Adil Shah a lot that let us not take Mughals' help, or let us not uh, allow the Mughals to enter into the south. But the Adil Shah did not listen to him. And Adil Shah was firm that they were going to align with the Mughals, and so it happened. And Shahaji Raje could not do anything in this case, and the Mughals and the Adil Shah both they defeated the Nizam Shahi. And Nizam Shahi was defeated in 1636 and their rule came to an end. Nizam Shah was out of this scene now. But now the Mughals had entered, which Shahaji Raje did not want to. did not want that to happen. After the Nizam Shahi was wiped out, Shahaji Raje became a Sardar of the Adil Shah of Bijapur. He did work. Now, when he was saying that Mughals should not be allowed, it did not mean that he completely went against the Adil Shahi, because he could not do that. He was the Sardar, so he had to cooperate with the Adil Shahi. So after Nizam Shahi was wiped out, he became the Sardar. The region comprising Pune, Supe, Indapur, and Chakan Parganas, located between the Bhima and Neera rivers, were vested in Shahaji Raje as a Jagir. This was continued by the Adil Shah, and he also granted the Jagir of Bangalore and the neighboring areas in Karnataka to Shahaji Raje. Now let us understand what the word Jagir means. Jagir or Jagir means the right to enjoy the revenue of a region. The Sardars in the service of rulers used to get the revenue of the region as income instead of getting salaries directly. The region was chosen in such a way that the revenue would be equal to the salary. Nowadays, in today's world, we see that people get salaries for the work that they do. But earlier, they did not get salaries, but they got Jagir. Now, Jagir is a plot of land or a small territory which was given as a reward to that Sardar. And then that Sardar would get power over that territory. That Sardar would get power over that area, and the people would be under him. Whatever profit he got from the people, whatever revenue or tax he got from the people, that was his salary, or that was his reward. So if a Sardar was very powerful, a Sardar was good, then he would get a bigger territory. If the Sardar was not so efficient, he would get territory according to his ability. So that was going to equal the salary that they would get in cash. Okay, so this was the form of paying to the Sardars. And Shahaji Raje, now let us now try to understand about his character, how he was. Okay, we know, we have only heard about that he was powerful, he was Shivaji's father, but beyond that, he had many other qualities, and let us see what they were. He was valiant, courageous, intelligent, and a great political expert. Though he was just a Sardar, he also was thinking a lot about the administration and how it should be taken care of. And he was intelligent and he was courageous. He was not afraid about taking challenges. He was an expert in using the sword, patta, and spear. Now, patta is also kind of a sharp weapon which was very flexible but which could be used to kill the enemies. So Shahaji Raje was very expert in doing that. He loved his subjects. Now subjects are the people under his territory or people who were under him, under his Jagir. He loved them and he treated them with a lot of affection. He had won many regions in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. South India was in awe of him. Okay, they respected him and they looked forward to him as a king and as their savior. While Shivaji and Jizabai were at Bangalore, he had arranged for providing excellent education to Shivaji so as to enable him to become a king. Though Shahaji Raje never became a king himself, he wanted his son Shivaji to become a king, and for that purpose, he was giving best education, best training to his son, and for that purpose, he had kept his assigned his wife this task. Jizabai was given this task of looking after the training of Shivaji Maharaj, and that training he took, or that education he took at Bangalore. He himself aspired to establish Swaraj by ousting the powers of foreign people. That is why he is known as Swaraj Visionary. Though Swaraj was gained by Shivaji Maharaj, his father was the original visioner, or his father was a person who dreamed about Swaraj first, and that is the reason why he did not want Mughals to take over the rule. He sent Shivaji and Jizabai from Bangalore to Pune with loyal and competent associates. Okay, though he had to go on work, or though he had to go on battles, though he had to go on campaigns, he always made sure that his wife and his son Shivaji were in safe hands. And so he had given good associates who would take care of him and his wife, and they looked after them. And Shivaji Maharaj took good training under these associates. Veer Mata Jizabai. Jizabai was the daughter of the great Sardar Lakhuji Raje Jadhav of Sindkhed Raja in Buldhana district. At a young age, she had received military training as well as in various subjects. She had received education in various subjects and military training from her childhood itself because in those times, though the other women of the girls from the common families, though they might not receive education, but the girls from the royal families, the daughters of the sardars or daughters of king, okay, the princesses especially and all, these girls they were taught because they were supposed to be married in the royal family only. So Veer Mata was also obviously going to get married. Sardar's daughter would get married to a Sardar. So for that purpose, they were given training from the beginning only because it was obvious that there will be such situations where the ladies have to be strong, where even if there is no male to protect them, they have to stand for themselves. So for this purpose, she also got military training and education in various subjects from her very young age. She helped and encouraged Shahaji Maharaj to realize his dream of establishing Swaraj. She was very smart herself. Okay, and so whenever her husband, who was a Sardar, whenever he wanted any guidance, whenever he was stuck with taking any decision, or we learned earlier that he had visioned Swaraj. Okay, he had dreamed of Swaraj, and she was a backbone for him, and she was helping him to reach to his dream and to uh, achieve his goals. She was a competent and a visionary political expert. She constantly guided Shivaji in the mission of establishing Swaraj. At times, she undertook the task of giving verdicts for resolving the problems of people because her husband Shahaji Raje, he used to be out most of the time for campaign or for battles for wars, and so most of the time Jizamata, she was in charge of the territory, she was in charge of their area. So whatever problems people came up with, she was giving them verdicts. Verdict is a decision or a solution because she was very smart, very brave. Also, Shivaji Maharaj took training and his education under her guidance. She was constantly giving him good values. She was constantly teaching him um how to be a good ruler, and all these values he learned from his mother. She was very particular about giving excellent education to Shivaji. She instilled in him the values like modesty, truthfulness, oratory, vigilance, courage, and fearlessness. These are the values which are very important for or any king to be a powerful and a strong person. He needs to have modesty. Modesty is where you are modest, you are honest. Okay, you look like a king. Okay, you cannot be shabby. You have to look well disciplined. Okay, you have to be humble. Okay, all these values together put together are is modesty. Truthfulness, you cannot hide anything from the people because people get to know. So there should be transparency, there should be truthfulness between the king and the people. Oratory is the skill to speak in front of people, because Shivaji Maharaj, if he would become a king later on, he would have to deliver a speech, or he would have to talk to his people, he would have to encourage his people. So for that purpose he needed to have the value of speaking, or what we call as a good oratory, and that was all these values were put in him by his mother. Vigilance is where you're alert. Vigilance is nothing but alertness. Okay, you should be always alert about your enemies, and you should know what your enemies are going to do, what their next step is going to be. So this will keep you protected, keep your territory protected. So it is very, very, very important for a king to be vigilant. Okay, courage and fearlessness is the prime value that every king should have. If a king himself is a fearful person, if he lacks courage, if he's not able to face his enemies, then how will he lead his people? So these values were put into him by his mother, and she saw that he was trained in the usage of weapons and inspired in him the will to win and the dream of Swaraj. At a very young age also, whenever he got injured, whenever he was practicing or taking training, he was made firm by his mother to fight any injury or to overcome any injury. That's why he was never afraid of dying for his people, and he was never afraid of dying for Swaraj. He had a very strong willpower, okay, and he wanted to establish Swaraj in any cost. And these all values were put into him by Jizabai. Now we know how Shivaji Maharaj was, how powerful he was, that is still talked about today. Even today we know how powerful Shivaji Maharaj was. But the main reason for this is Jizabai, and we cannot deny this, because she was the one who gave birth to Shivaji Maharaj, who made him so strong, okay, physically and also emotionally, that he could achieve his dream of Swaraj. So a lot of credit goes to Veer Mata Jizabai also in this case. Shivaji's companions and associates. Shivaji Maharaj started the work of founding the Swaraj in the Mawal region. And let us understand why he chose Mawal region to start his mission. The Mawal terrain is full of hills and valleys and is not easily accessible, meaning no enemy can directly enter, or it is not easy for anybody to come or to enter into the Mawal region, because it is all covered by hills and mountains and deep valleys. So it takes time for the enemies also to enter, and when they are coming, it can easily be seen or understood by the people, and so they can be stopped. So Mawal region was such a region. It was on the hill, and there were deep valleys all around, so nobody could easily come there. So Shivaji Maharaj chose that place to start training. Shivaji Raje made use of these geographical features of Mawal very skillfully for the purpose of foundation of the Swaraj. He created a feeling of trust and affection in the minds of the people, because at that time Shivaji Maharaj had a dream of Swaraj, but the people were not aware about that, and people also did not care or bother much about Swaraj, because for them it was not very important. So for that purpose, Shivaji Maharaj, first of all, he won the minds of the people, won the hearts of the people by, and that was not only for show. Okay, he was doing it genuinely, that he created a feeling of trust and affection. People could trust him, people could follow whatever he's saying, and whenever, even if he would ask his associates or his people to give life for the Swaraj, they were ready to do that, because they trusted him and they knew that whatever he was doing was always correct. Many companions and associates joined him in his work of founding the Swaraj. Among them were Yasaji Kang, Baji Pasalkar, Bapuji Mudgal, Narhekar Deshpande brothers, Kauji Kondalkar, Jiva Mahala, Tanaji Malusare, Kanhoji Jedhe, Baji Prabhu Deshpande, and Dadaji Naras Prabhu Deshpande. On the strength of these associates, Shivaji Maharaj undertook the cause of the Swaraj. These were like backbone and the pillars on whom Shivaji Maharaj could trust blindly. And these people, they helped him a lot, and they were always with him. They were also very strong like Shivaji Maharaj, and they were also very okay, nobody could easily destroy them. Okay, very brave, very courageous. All the values that Shivaji Maharaj had, even they were having. Now let us also remember that the Mawal region, okay, was not a small region. Okay, where Shivaji Maharaj started his training process, or where he founded the Swaraj, was not a small region. There were 12 regions there, okay, which are also called as Bara Mawal. First was Pavan Mawal, Hirdas Mawal, Gunjan Mawal, Poud Valley, Muthe Valley, Mos Valley, Kanand Valley, Velwand Valley, Rohit Valley, Andar Valley, Nane Mawal, Korbars Mawal. And Mawal Valley in the Sahyadris was a region in the Pune Jagir of Shivaji Maharaj. It is also known as Bara Mawal, because of these 12 names that I read just now. This region was also known as Bara Mawals. Okay, so this is how, with the help of his companions and his associates, he started the the foundation of Swaraj, and he trusted them very much. Royal Seal, or the Raj Mudra. The objective of Shivaji Maharaj of establishing Swaraj is clearly expressed in his royal seal. The following Sanskrit lines are inscribed on this royal seal. Okay, you can read this lines on the mudras. On mudra, you may not find it very clearly, but it is given on the slide. Let us understand the meaning. This seal will grow in splendor like the new moon. This seal of Shivaji, the son of Shahaji, receiving homage from the whole world, denotes the welfare of the people. Okay, which means that this seal is nothing but the pride of Shivaji Maharaj, and it is going to grow like the new moon. We know when the new moon is there, it's even though there is darkness, it just breaks through all the darkness and there is light everywhere. The nights when we have new moon or full moon, okay, we have light everywhere and it shines everywhere. So there is no more darkness, there is only light. So similarly, the darkness that the seal wants to focus on is about the foreign powers, the Mughals, the Adil Shahi, the Nizam Shahi, the Qutub Shahi. These were all the darknesses that were covering the nation, and Shivaji's seal would glow through this darkness like a new moon, and it would shine. And this son of Shahaji Raje is receiving homage from the whole world. He is receiving respect, he is receiving reverence from the whole world because of his dream for the welfare of the people. The meaning of this inscription on the seal is important from many angles. Through this inscription, Maharaj has expressed his gratitude towards his father. He did not forget to mention his father there. Okay, so Shahaji Raje, his efforts, his dream, or his foundation is also remembered here by Shivaji Maharaj. Then Shivaji's confidence that Swaraj would expand continuously. His own experience of the respect that the seal, that is Swaraj, commanded from all, his commitment to the welfare of his subjects, and the certainty of ruling over his land independently. This short inscription covers the entire concept of Swaraj. So this was not just a seal, but it was very important and very meaningful, and it hold a lot of value for Shivaji Maharaj, because in that Shivaji Maharaj put, in short words only, but he put all his concept there about Swaraj, what he wanted, or what he was thinking when he was thinking about Swaraj. Okay, about his people, about his father, about his dreams, and about the uh, power of Swaraj. All of that is just put into these few words on this on the seal, and so the seal became very important for Shivaji Maharaj, and the seal also has become a very important symbol of Swaraj. With this, we will have to end this module here, but the remaining part of the lesson will be continued in the next module. Thank you.